Hey, so I just reached 100 days owning my new car. I'd like to talk about it and update you on some things. So during this time, I've only acquired one accessory for my car, and that is some covers for the logos on the front and back. I'm not a big fan of the chrome, like Tesla logo. I think it kind of looks too flashy. They're on Amazon, super cheap. They just stick right on. There's adhesive, you peel it off, you stick it on. But what I've acquired even more of is Tesla merchandise. Now that I'm a Tesla owner, people buy me gifts. I have a Tesla shirt. I have a Tesla drink thing that fits perfectly in the cup holder. It's matte black, very nice. Got this Tesla hat, which I really like. When it was ordered, there was a problem with shipping. We had to reach out to them, we hadn't received the hat, and we ended up with 2 of them. I don't really have any purpose for 2 of the same exact hats. So comment if you'd like this hat. I'll try to figure out a way to get it to you. Next, I want to talk about the experience of owning this car for the first 100 days. First, driving and charging. I put a lot of stress on myself worrying about charging a vehicle and what happens if I run out of battery, and am I going to be caught stranded on trips or on the way to work if I forgot about charging it the night before. What's going to happen? So it turns out I was overthinking it. It's really not a big deal. I have completely let go of the anxiety of running out of battery. Hang on a second, I gotta put the air on in here, it's hot. So my drive to and from work only accounts for 8% battery. So I leave my house in the morning, I go to work, I leave it there all day, I get in the car, I drive back, only 8% of my battery goes down. That is plenty of trips to and from work on 100% charge, right? I had an electrician come out to the house, check the breaker box, go into the ceiling, and kind of price me out how to put in a faster plug for a faster charger. I was very surprised how expensive this was going to cost. I decided to hold off and use the mobile charger in the regular old-fashioned outlet on the side of my house. Now this is very slow. It charges incredibly slow, but I recoup more than 8% battery overnight, and I only charge from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. It gives me more than enough to get to and from work and then some. So I've reached 100% charge many times without having to go to a supercharger. Now, if I had a garage, I probably would install a more permanent, faster charging solution, but I do not have a garage at this house. So charging at the side of the house on the slow charger right now is fine, and I have no regrets, no worries. Now, having this car for 100 days, I have become super comfortable with driving it. It's something that does take a little while to get used to. The main feeling I have about driving this car is it feels like I have a cheat code when driving around town. Like, have you ever played a video game and you have that car that's just got the better specs and you're able to kind of win every race and go around everybody and your handling is really good? And that's kind of what it's like for me driving this car. Is I find myself in situations where I can get out of a jam. Like when you're pulling onto a highway and there's a merge lane and the cars are just hesitant to merge and there's kind of a jumble of cars. With the instant torque, I'm able to just ride around the car. Now safely, I never go above the speed limit or not check my mirrors or put my turn signal on. All the safe driving you would get in any car, still doing that, but with this superpower of being able to navigate very nimbly through everything. It's something I don't know if I could ever go back. Now, compared to driving our other car, the Subaru Outback, which I love, highly recommend, definitely get it if you're interested in getting one. It just has a different feel, right? That car does feel bigger. Maybe that's part of it, right? This car is a little bit smaller, but it just feels like I can just weave and get into a safer driving position on highways, on city driving, whatever that looks like. So let's move to the front seat. I want to talk about the features that have come from some updates. Just since owning it, there's been several updates. So let's talk about it. So the updates are free. They can happen overnight while you're at home. You connect to the home Wi-Fi and they'll download automatically. Now, some of the most notable things that have come out of the update since I've received my vehicle is the inclusion of Apple Music. So now you can scan a QR code, link it to your account, and then you have full access to your library, playlist, and all of that from the main screen without having to interact with your phone. There's been some user interface changes, like the way that the turn signal cameras show up or kind of the size of font for navigating. Nothing too crazy, but my favorite feature update that I've received is the auto turn signals. The auto turn turn signal feature allows you to engage the turn signal, and it will remain on until you've completed your merge. Not just a full turn with the steering wheel, but just a simple merge. It will see that you've changed lanes, and it will turn the signal off automatically. Which before, if you did a light press on the turn signal, it would blink 3 or 4 times, and then it would turn off. So you would do it, kind of time it with your lane change. Now, you can enable it, wait for your lane change opening to happen, and when you complete the lane change, boom, automatically turns off. What's even more impressive is that it understands if you complete a lane change into a turning lane, it remains blinking because it determines that there's paint on the ground that says you're in a turning lane. It's such a minor thing, but it makes the driving experience so much better. I'm running out of transition, so I'm just gonna hold the camera for this one. I wanna talk about premium connectivity. Of course, you get a 30-day trial when you buy a Tesla. I'm 100 days in. So did I renew my subscription? No, I did not. Turns out there's not a lot that I would benefit from premium connectivity. Now, Apple Music requires it, or you have to connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot. So Wi-Fi hotspot will work fine for Apple Music integration. The only thing I guess that maybe I'm missing is the live traffic alerts by painting kind of the color markers on the route to tell me where there's traffic jams. But I still have an ETA, I still have all that fun features, so again, not missing that too much. One big concern that I had, or I would say friends of mine had, was the white interior. That quickly it would get dirty. I have 2 kids and I wouldn't be able to maintain the cleanness, and it was a big mistake, shouldn't have gotten white. So I'm proud to say that it is spotless. I've been able to maintain its cleanliness. I keep a pack of baby wipes in the console here. I have a Swiffer duster and a microfiber cloth nearby at any moment. I can wipe stuff down, I can dust, I can kind of use the baby wipe if something just gets on there a little bit. The other big thing that keeps it clean is I don't eat in this car. That is a rule that I've always wanted to have in a car, but I've never been able to keep it. You know, drive-thrus do not support the idea of not eating in your car. You're hungry, it's lunch, it's dinner, you're grabbing a quick bite, you're on a trip with your family, you gotta get some food. You go to the drive-thru, what do you wanna do? You wanna eat the food. I've done a lot of work in protecting that, so we will eat inside, we will pull over, or we will save the food till we get home. That is the big, big, big one. So no smells of food in here, no stains of spilled anything, no ice cream, nothing, it's perfect. All right, let's get out of this car and talk about what's next. So, for the next 100 days, my goal is to get the windows tinted on this car. It is like a fishbowl. It has no tint on any of the windows. Passenger, driver, back seat, back windshield, completely unprotected, no shade whatsoever. And so it gets hot in Florida. I feel like people can look right into the car at stoplights and stuff, and it kind of feels weird. So I gotta get some tint on this. The initial place I looked for was just out of my price range. So I'm gonna be looking around. Hopefully that happens soon. And we got some sort of like crow or something. Sorry about the birds. So in this first 100 days, I've put 3,445 miles on the vehicle. I will probably put even more than that on the next 100 days. We have done trips to Orlando, I think 4 times. Something I also wanna do is I kinda wanna take it on a really long road trip, like out of state. Like let's take it to North Carolina. From Florida to North Carolina is like 6-7 hours. I would love to kind of get the feel for what it's like to charge on the way and stopping and planning that kind of trip. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna stop before this bird attacks me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying in the loop. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 500, so we're getting there. Comment, like, do all the things that help me kind of get these videos out there, and we'll see you next time.